Europe, we've seen over the past couple of years, turntables now outsell guitars, and that trend is also now here. So every day I see more and more DJs coming in. They all want to get hooked up with. They don't usually start out with 1200s just because of the cost. Usually, if they're starting out, they start off with a low-end one. But the inevitable goal is to get the coveted 1200s.
Now the DJ market has come back big time, because 5-6 years ago it was completely died, but now it's almost the DJ wants nothing but 1200, so the sales are growing leaps and bounds.
What would you say percentage-wise from, say, 95 to now?
I would say more than 100% has gone up.
I don't know of any other product that over 20 years has not changed at all. They got it right from the start.
The SP10 was 1970, and the SL1200, which was derived from the SP10, really came to be in 1972. Okay, so that's a very early history on it.
I don't think a lot of people realize these have been around like 27 years.
Oh, I know. And basically, this is the longest running Technics product without a change.
To clarify, essentially what's underneath here is pretty much what's been underneath the 1200 since day one.
Exactly.
Okay.
They took the aluminum chassis, and what they've done is they've made a rubber body for it. Over here is what we call the crystal oscillator. This part here is used for the drive. The actual turns the magnets off and on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we actually turn 2 magnets on at a time, so there's 3 pair.
Right.
So we'll say there's 2 over here, 2 over here, 2 over here. So we go north, south, north, south, north, south, and we change it so fast that it'll spin up to speed in about 0.7 of a second.
So what happens if I put a floppy disk on here? Is that are those magnets powerful enough to erase that?
Well, believe it or not, that would not be a wise thing, because it does create a magnetic field.
See, I don't think anyone really thinks about that.
Yeah.
At least half the DJs, if not 80% of the DJs that I know that use the turntable, they never know how to set this
Oh,
up
it's actually
properly.
really easy. Depending on the cartridge you want to use, you would adjust the weight appropriately. So in this case, that would be 1.5 grams. The anti-skating, if you have your weight set for 1.5 grams for tracking, you set your anti-skating the same way. You just dial it into 1.5. It should be equal.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
It should be equal.
Wow.
Now,
Things you could have learned so easily and just never bothered to ask.
What this is for is to raise the height, the entire height of the arm once it's parallel.
Okay.
Because if you build this surface up, you got to raise the actual tone arm.
Where's that? I got turntables and a microphone. Where's that? I got turntables and a microphone.
Jesse, we've got 3 turntables here at the government in the main room. Is this sort of all of them?
No, actually, we have up to 19 turntables at one time.
19?
6 different rooms of sound. Most DJs around the world, professional DJs, will not use any other product.
It's really that standard, from club to club, worldwide.
Absolutely.
I know that you could put these things through a heck of a lot of abuse. You can, the bearing will withstand my weight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, let's put one on the floor and see if it'll withstand my weight.
Okay. When you step on a turntable, this is not something that you should do at home.
Whoa! Wow. This is more difficult than snowboarding.
Well, what happens is your weight is on your heels
Right.
instead of your toes. So if you're perfectly balanced, you would spin. We're going to introduce what's called a 1200 M3D. So this is the latest and greatest version of a turntable. 1200 M3D will come with a slip mat, and it comes with a high-tech sheet. We found out recently that this sheet, the DJs usually use wax paper, but now we come with our own plastic sheet. So
Comes with your own wax paper, and if you have no use for it, you can always wrap your grilled cheese sandwich in it.
We're just 3 MCs and 1 DJ, and we be getting down with no delay. So mix master Mike, and what you got to say?